Naruto 622 viewer comments, and if you hear barking in the background intermittently, I'm sorry, but I have no real control over that. So, okay, Vetch the Badass. Okay, there's one thing I don't understand. Since Madara's little brother, Azuna, is still alive at this point, and there's about 2-year age difference at the most, does he have 5 counting Azuna? If so, why did he keep that from Hashirama? The only reason I could think is if he knows his enemies also, why wouldn't Azuna and Madara both have EMS since 4 of their brothers are dead? Well, it was the emotional impact, and I guess they have to. I don't know. I guess I'll just say it's a good comment, but I really don't have the answer for that. Okay, Javi Soccer 13. Madara said he had 4 brothers left. I think that he meant by that I'm really glad you made this comment. That was now he had 3 or 2 or even just Azuna. That's the way it sounded to me. Just saying I had 4 brothers doesn't mean you have 0. Right? It means you had 4. You could have 3, 2, 1, 0, whatever. Very good point. Glad you brought that up. Vetch the Badass. Still I'm confused as to why Azuna and Madara both didn't have EMS. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, I'm not really. I think that there's a difference between. Well, anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. So anyway, I appreciate your comment. Chaz Malakian. Okay. Maybe when the other brothers died, they couldn't find the bodies so that they could make the eye transfer for the EMS. That's why only Madara had EMS, because Azuna gave his eyes or was taken from him. Hopefully we can know about that in the near future. Thanks, Chaz Malakian. Yeah, alright, there you are. Let's see. And Chicka Chan Mo. Great review. Thanks for working hard. I like this chapter. But I want to hear from Minato. He's a genius to remember. Yeah, I definitely. I want to hear it in the interaction. So, like I say, him and Obito meeting up, that's... I mean, how much would you pay just to see that chapter, right? Where they have a... I don't think Minato's going to be too... I don't know. I think that he's finally going to get pissed. I think that would be very unhappy at his ex-student. All right. Sensei, not happy. All right. Appreciate the comment. And let's see. Mr. Brian Bussey. Useless chapter. Appreciate the comment. I disagree, but appreciate the comment. And let's see. Uchiha Obito. I thought this was one of the most well-written chapters in the entire series. 5 for 5. Perfect. This is what Kishi can do all the time if he was writing for exclusively an older audience that can appreciate the depth and character developed that the younger population cannot. Including the stuff about me. People don't seem to get me. You were absolutely right about Kishi using Hashirama as a means to convey his own opinions and motives. I think that it went over many younger viewers' heads, and that had a few thumbs up on it. I would agree. I'd agree in two. I would agree with what you're saying, but I could also see someone that is just looking at manga for action. If someone is they're like, look, all I want is action. And you're looking at this week, then, I can see people getting disappointed. But anyway, I really do agree with your comments. Okay, and let's see. Shane Burns, 1989. Madara has a good heart at a young age, but what happens? I think I completely, totally disagree. Like I've said, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong, but definitely been wrong before. But yeah, I don't think he's started off as a good. I mean, I'm not a tabula rasa person. I think people are tended to be. I think. Well, I'm going to get into a big long tangent here, but I think some people have a tendency to enjoy being good or bad on different levels, depending on how that's developed. I don't but anyway, environment goes to help expand and to flesh out people. They have good and bad qualities, but it's still it's there, and it looks like Madara's negative qualities and personality. I mean, look, I'm just going to get down to it. People have different personalities, and some people have a much easier time being an asshole or fill out the body part you want than other people do. Some people simply enjoy it more, even though everybody in certain circumstances has to have those abilities. So, moving on from that. All right, and let's see. All right, let's see. Michael Gethman, great review. You are now my favorite reviewer. Well, that's awesome. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just an amateur. I'm just a fan like you are and everybody else is. So that makes videos. That's the only real difference. All right, Michael Gethman continues. This chapter shows the start of how Hashirama and Madara grew up. They grew up in a war, and this chapter was to see that some of the Uchiha members teamed up to kill a Senju clan kid. Maybe the same thing is going to happen to Izuna Uchiha. It's, yeah. Neat how the story of Naruto has come full circle, showing that war is nearly impossible to prevent. Preventing war is like preventing somebody from disagreeing with you, only on a larger scale. Great setup chapter. Cool to learn Madara had other brothers. Yeah, violence. There's a few examples. Actually, I really don't want to go into these longer examples, but it's easy. I mean, we'll just go with what happened in the anime. Okay, when people learn what happened, you know, that guy got, I mean, it's war, right? But he gets, teamed up, or maybe they might have tricked him, or something. Then then now the other side feels that they have some level of justification, and then they do it to the. You see how this goes. I mean, this is what happens with conflict, because all of a sudden you go, and to be truthful, you go, wow, pretty much everybody has some level of justification. Okay, to be a monster to the other side. The question is how do you stop it, right? One of the other things, I just want to get in this point, that another thing that people are missing out on the whole war and conflict is during times of peace, okay, a lot more money and time and energy, okay, is spent on things like, producing food, doing, your time is, there's more of it discretionary time for things you actually enjoy. We're in war, you have to go, resources are put toward weapons, less toward food production and things like that, right? I mean, it's just the reality. And also, being an American, we're not really as aware of it as many other places in the world, but typically during a war, your cities are destroyed. Your farmers aren't producing food because they're dead. Their crops are, there's mines and stuff. You know what I mean? It's conflict. You can't actually do that. It just isn't possible. People are fighting and dying there. You can't actually go out and, plant or get the crops or what have you. So anyway, enough time spent on that. Let's see, time-wise. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this. This will be the end of part 2, and when you're ready, meet up again in part 3.